So, I mean, challenge is a very large word, you know. So, like I said, I've got one foot in my comfort zone, and I will put one foot outside. I'm going to call it the money train.
Okay, the money train.
Yeah.
Okay.
Two things.
That's because you're in foreign and
yes,
also in...
yeah, I mean, two things I love. If the question is who's going to act in it, I think it's going to be me. I can promise you that, in fact, I was just talking to my husband in the morning and I said when I get up in the morning and when my feet hit the floor.
You know you're alive.
Very momentous. It was very happy. When I think about it, you can actually see how, you know, it's a year-to-year smile, but it was a beautiful day to be able to see your name. So I think if Annie was not in Forex, and if Annie was not a business owner, and if Annie was not in Bangalore, Annie was making a beautiful home and raising at least 3 kids. If I had a 1-year plan, I would be sitting on 1,000 crores. But the idea is for me to recognize you, not me to recognize me.
If you could choose any personality, living or dead,
Yes.
to go out dinner with, who would it be and why?
I think I will go with MS Dhoni.
MS Dhoni. Oh,
Tell
you're a
me why.
CSK fan.
Yeah.
Oh, tell me why.
Success is not an overnight journey, it's an over the nights. So I won't create it. Like you said, there's no shame in copying.
Yeah.
I would say that it would be Nirbho, Nirvair. Nirbho is without fear and Nirvair is without hate. Everyone, so I mean, you've realized that I was just in the morning today, I was surprised, the guy who comes to deliver my milk, and he was wearing your Adidas slip-ons and wearing this tight jeans and a jacket, and he was delivering my milk. And then I saw my son. No, what is happening here? As a human body, you can break your hand as a young child and it gets okay. That what the hell's going on? Why should I go at 7:30 in the morning? And why should he invite me in the first place? So when you walk into a room of BNI and you see people who are willing to help each other.
You don't have to be scared now.
Yeah, I'm not scary and I'm purely vegetarian, so don't worry, yeah. Yeah. So I think if Annie was not in Forex, and if Annie was not a business owner, and if Annie was not in Bangalore, Annie was making a beautiful home and raising at least 3 kids.
3?
Yeah, because
there was an idea of 3 then.
Yeah, always. I've always wanted to have
Why
3.
did you stop at 1 then?
No, like I said, I'm not a homemaker.
Okay.
You know, I had
So
an
business
escape.
does affect your family life?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And if anybody says otherwise, then that's not being true.
Okay.
Because I believe that, you know, it doesn't affect it. It affects in positive and negative ways. But then I believe that being a mother, so I want to be a mum,
Okay.
and I have Dhruv. Whether you have 3 kids or you have 1 child, you're still mother, right?
Yeah.
But my mum has 3. So I know the privilege of being among 3. So I think that's
More
my
time
number.
there, you know.
Yeah. And
And it
the
demands a
ability-
lot of
Absolutely.
attention.
It demands a lot of strength. I think it's misleading, and I think it's not fair.
You've opened 1,400 locations across the country.
Yes.
You have traveled the world. You've been in a transit business.
Yes.
That's I don't know how to put this nicely, but it's kind of a man-dominant, male-dominant society and
Yes.
male-dominant business.
Yes.
This is all people who are running every day with trading, and I was very surprised to hear that you were the only one female in this entire lead of male-dominant business.
Yeah,
of,
Forex and
Forex
is-
transit. So, what is the unique challenges that you face? Like, there will be a lot of young women entrepreneurs who will be seeing this. What is the unique challenges that you faced during those early stages of your business?
So, you know, when you ask me this question, I am in loss of words because I'll be very honest. Growing up in an environment that I grew up in, okay, with you know, the kind of mum that I had, and then the kind of environment that I married in, and the kind of mother-in-law that I've had, I think it is. I have never known gender to be a challenge.
Correct. But
Yeah.
I
No.
totally get that. But my point is, let's say, women entrepreneurs.
That's what I'm saying. So, if you're coming into your business
Correct.
believing that you're a woman entrepreneur,
Okay.
then you're perceiving things in that way.
Okay.
I came into the business with 2 gentlemen, not knowing any different or feeling any different than either of them. To me, I was a business owner. And I've always perceived things like this. If you've known me,
Correct.
gender to me is absolutely, you know, it's not a deterrent.
Correct.
right? To me, I always say that I love being the woman I am. You know, I enjoy the kind of I carry the pride. So, but that I've always left that behind, because to me, when I'm a business owner, it's not about who wears the pants and who's wearing the sari. It's about what you're getting done. What is it that you're out to achieve? And if I walk into a room as a woman entrepreneur, I will be perceived as one. Yeah. But when I walk into a room as a business owner who is very clear on what I am providing in terms of solution and what is it that I'm putting on the table, then you can't look at me like this. In fact, in our conversation last, if you remember, I did mention to you that if you are looking for something, you will find it. Right? If I'm looking to be perceived as a woman entrepreneur, I will find it. I have never known that. So be it walking into a railway office, walking into a yard, and I promise you that's not one of my most pleasant memories. Yeah, that's where the stickering happens. When Mukesh and Jeetu can go, so can I. Yeah. I don't say that I will ever go back there again. Okay. I'm not. I promise you. I've chosen not to. But that does not mean that I can't. Okay. So whether I am in a foreign exchange office, whether I'm talking to a person in the RBI, whether I'm talking to a bank, whether I'm talking to another vendor, or I'm talking to a client for my railway business, I am not there as a woman entrepreneur. I'm there as a business owner. So this challenge that you talk about is very alien to me, and I know that it'll look odd to you, but that's the truth of the matter.
I totally agree, because as you said, Mukesh and Jeetu were amazing people who were there with you for all this, the entire journey. Yes. But there's going to be some women solopreneurs or entrepreneurs who are going to get into business, and they have this fear. I'm not going to deny I'm not going to deny the fact that not everybody could be Annie. But there's going to be some women who want to do this, and they always feel like, oh, it's a male-dominant society. How do I get into this? Yeah. Is that really a challenge?
I think that bridge is burnt years ago. Yeah. I think this whole idea of what challenges women have today is a bridge which was burnt years ago, and the bridge that burnt kind of lit the way for the women in the front. So if you see today, there were times. I think we have to come back to where we were as a society, as India. And I think when you go back and you think, the queens have been Indians, warriors have been women. You go back to anything. So today, when you talk of education, who started the first school in India for women? Did a British lady drinking tea in her house start that? Who's doing that? Who's working in the fields? You're Kugi, I am from Kerala. Who's working in the fields next to every man? Who? So we are not a regressive society. I don't know where I think this whole colonial mindset that women, what it did to us.
I think there's a cultural and there's a
this has come about after our colonization, is what I believe. Because before that, women were doing everything we were doing. And if you talk about today, if you talk about 10 years, you talk about your mum, you talk about my mum, they've had opportunities which were created in terms of education. Gone are the days when you had 2 children and you said, okay, you know what, I'll educate my boy because I have to get my girl married at 16. Gone are those. I believe that this hangover that we're living in, that there is a concern, that women need to think differently, or there is going to be a challenge. I think we're seeding it wrong. There is no challenge. If there was no challenge for you to go to school, there was no challenge for you to choose a path of education. There was no challenge. You have lovely women on your team. Yours is, look at it. What are you saying? So what are you saying? Where is the regression? Where is the need to empower? Where is the thought that I can't do this?
So do you, let's hypothetically say that all those problems that were there is not a problem anymore.
It's not.
Do you think there are certain things that we need to make sure that happens in their childhood, early childhood? We need to groom them something.
Yes.
We need to groom them well. It's not giving a Barbie doll to a girl. It's not giving a cricket bat to a boy. I think that stereotyping should stop.
No, but that's a privilege of a parent. Why do we interfere with that? Okay. I believe that if your parents brought you up well, if they gave you and your brothers the same food, if they gave you and the brother the same education, and even if they didn't, you still got it. I think it's okay to play with the Barbie doll. It's okay for your brother to get hit with a bat. It's all right.
Okay.
I think we have become very concerned about what other people do, rather than saying that, how am I going to treat my daughter? How am I treating my mom at home? You know, so instead of saying what another person should do, you know, at home, how I'm raising my son is very important to me. Today, I'm extremely proud to tell you that Dhruv is somebody who believes there is, to him, being a woman and being a man in class is no different. They're students, you know. So I think it just, and so I have brought him up that way because I was brought up like that.
Correct. So that's very important.
Yeah.
That's what you say. When the way they bring up their kids, the way they show the society.
You look at, we've got house helps at home. Have you realized our house helps are more gung-ho about their daughters studying than they are about their boys these days. They sense of pride, you know. Can you see that? So I believe that, I think this is something which has to change. We have to stop talking about the problems of being a woman entrepreneur and celebrate the fact that entrepreneurs, you know, regardless of our gender, are making a change. I think this conversation has to change, because everywhere you go, you're a woman entrepreneur. Does anyone address you as the male entrepreneur, Chengappa? Yeah. Does anybody say, "Oh, thank you so much"? It is yes. I mean, no. Think about it. So you go to you go for a event and say, "It's so delighted to see you male entrepreneurs doing so well." You know, oh, look at that woman banker. Oh, it's such a fantastic to see a male banker in his cabin today. You know, why doesn't it surprise you to see a male banker, a male entrepreneur? I think the idea is we're focusing on the wrong things. We have to focus on what the entrepreneur brings to the table and not what kind of body parts they have. I think it has to stop. The conversation has to stop there. And I think that will make the change.
No, I totally agree to it. But as you said, you want to be a homemaker.
Yes.
And then you're currently also a homemaker. I would not deny the fact that you're not a homemaker.
I am still,
you're an entrepreneur, also a homemaker. Yes. But is there any certain responsibility that you have? Like, you have to wake up a little early.
Absolutely.
You have to do something a little bit more, more effort that you have to put. That's the kind of thing that, women need to do.
But then doesn't that give you an edge? And it's a choice. So I have my, so I can tell you, and we both may know many women who choose not to get up early in the morning. Will buddy up with their husbands to get things done. I choose that. It gives me joy. Yeah, that solitude at getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning and being able to decide what I'm going to. It's a choice. So I think we have to.
Sacrificing
it's
something,
no.
It's a choice.
I think we have to stop this whole martyr syndrome. Yeah, we're not martyrs. If I'm choosing to get up in the morning and do something for my family, then I'm choosing it, right? But if I'm going to go and talk about it like, oh my God, I've got to stop it. I think this whole mindset of, doing something and then feeling like a martyr and getting a middle martyr medal has to stop. It's a choice you're making. Don't get up in the morning, give your child lunch money, you earn enough, Eventually he's going to go to some darshini and eat when he goes to college. Start now. It's a choice you're making. And I know today that, you have some fantastic husbands who will get up and make a cup of tea for you.
Reminds me of myself. Somebody please answer that.
Yeah. No, it's true. You will find somebody, so things are changing, Chengappa. Gentlemen are changing, mindsets are changing. It is.
I think that's again coming back to the way you raised through. I think people are changing. People are trying to.
And they're changing at a very cellular level. So I think the whole socio-economic divide is now fast disappearing. What is available to you is available to everybody else. So you don't have to, be of a certain, how would you say, lineage, or you don't have to be, of a certain birth to achieve anything today. Everyone, so you've realized that I was just in the morning today, I was surprised, not today, I think 2 days ago, the guy who comes to deliver my milk. And when he was walking in, I was like, what a smart kid. And then I saw 2 packets of milk in his hand. And he was wearing your Adidas slip-ons and wearing this tight jeans and a jacket. And he looked like he's going to, he's walked out of some catalog. And he was delivering my milk. And then I saw my son. And I'm like, no, what is happening here? Look at that. So today, clothes, lifestyle, choices of education, and what I want to do is available to everybody regardless of what strata of society you come from. And I think that is a beautiful India to be in today. That's a beautiful time to be in today. So I think gone are the days, when you spoke about gender, when you spoke about, what sacrifices women have to make to be where they are today. Everyone's making those sacrifices. Some of us are forced to make them, but some of us make them out of choice. But at the end of it, I think it's a choice.
Very refreshing. I mean, the idea of whatever you're seeing, I think a lot of people who are listening to this, they feel very refreshed. The concept of the idea of taking something, asking for some right, all those days are gone. Now everything's available. It's only thing, how do you want to take it? What's the choice you want to make?
Some people have to fight for it, but then how much fight do you have left in you? It depends on that, right? So I believe everybody wants good things. Everybody wants good things. So
every morning there's a routine that you follow, but there's a routine that you follow on Tuesdays, which is your very important journey that you had for the past 14 years.
Yes.
That's the BNI journey that you had. Launching chapters, getting members online, getting members on board for BNI, inspiring people every day, putting up a show to people saying that, okay, this is how entrepreneurship, guiding people. I remember those are the days then I was part of BNI. I've been in BNI for 7 years now. So those are the early days of my business where you had inspired me to do something different. So tell me something about this journey of BNI that you had for 15 years, inspiring people, getting people on board, making entrepreneurs, seeing them grow, seeing them start and reach a point. So how is this entire journey of BNI?
So it's on the reverse.
Yeah.
So it's a journey of gratitude.
Okay.
It's a journey of inspiration.
Okay.
I don't believe I have the capacity or or the stature to inspire anybody, but I promise you that I can get inspired every day. So I think it's a journey of gratitude, starting from the gentleman who actually invited me here. And I can never thank Gopinath enough. I can promise you that on my first invitation, I was literally, grumbling to Jeetu, and I'm sure that when he remembers this, that what the hell's going on? Why should I go at 7:30 in the morning? And why should he invite me in the first place? And just because we're working together, and they were buying Forex from us, large sums. They were one of my biggest clients. And when your biggest clients asks you something, you really don't say no, right? So you show up. But I showed up cribbing, literally cribbing, all through that, journey to thing. And then when I sat in the room, there were just about I think 7 or 8 of us in the room. And I was like, something in my heart, and ting, like, it resonated with me. It's like, really, there can be something like this, because culturally, if you see, as Indians, we're wired. I won't say Indian, that's kind of diminishing humanity. I think as human beings, we find great joy in doing something for somebody. We find great joy in being able to,
philosophy of BNI.
Give us gain. So, that's always been with people, right? That's this basic human trait. We are social animals. And how dare we think that, I can survive on my own? How dare you think that, I am absolutely self-sufficient? I think that's not right. So when you walk into a room of BNI and you see people who are willing to help each other, who are willing to stand up for each other, sheer strangers. We meet each other 2 times, 3 times, and suddenly you feel this little fuzzy feeling in your heart when you see the other person, like, I know that person. So creating that, that level of trust, I think it's beautiful. So I think for me, the journey of BNI has been the journey of inspiration. It's been the journey of gratitude. It's been the journey of seeing what, as an individual, you are capable of in a circle of influence and in the power of association. Today, you and I are having this conversation because we feel that we can talk to each other, that you feel that I will tell you things that I have not spoken of earlier, that I will give you a perspective which you think will be different from the Annie you know. How does that come from? It comes from this circle that we've created. And I think that is the beauty of BNI. It gives you that safety net. And I always say, like in business, like in BNI, you can never lose sight of what you want for yourself. Because I think the day you lose sight of where you want to go, what you want for yourself, for your family, and for your colleagues, I think then you're just going through the optics. And that doesn't help anybody.
Correct.
So many people get lost in the optics. You and I both know.
I know.
You know, we come to BNI to be, to be celebrated.
Correct.
Please recognize my efforts. Oh, people don't. People have short-term memory. My God, they have short-term memory.
I think recently I heard somewhere goldfish has 8 seconds of memory.
Yeah,
and
we're worse.
Humans are worse. We have
Yeah,
only
we're
2 to
worse.
3 seconds.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the reason we say out of sight, out of mind, right? That's how we say out of sight, out of mind. So, the idea is if you believe that people are going to remember anything you did for them, we forget what our parents did for us, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Who's another person? So I think this whole idea of this fallacy that we live in, that recognition. We always talk about recognition, how important recognition is. Yes, it's important, but it's not important for you to recognize yourself.
It's not the only thing that you have to do.
No, but the idea is for me to recognize you, not me to recognize me. Yeah. So the idea is people. Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of people get lost in the optics of It's like I did that. There's a beautiful theory called the mirrors and windows. Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like when I do something great, me. When something goes wrong, them.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think when you make the reverse, that's when the power comes in. So that's how.
And this is the last question in this question. There's one advice that you would like to give for this young entrepreneurs. Now I would stop saying and
thank you very much. I really am. I think. Thank you. Yeah.
In entrepreneurs, when they want to start their business, what are key things? Advice? I would not say
advice.
I would say the key things, key learnings that you had, so that they can keep a tab of that they should not. They might face this failure. They might face some challenges during this. This is something that you would like to say.
So it's okay to fail. It's okay to fail. I'm not saying that all of us will fail. I have failed big time.
Yeah.
So, we have failed to a point where I believe that was a point of no return. But here I am today having this conversation for you. In personal relationships, I have failed. I believe I've failed so many times as a mother. I have failed as a professional, and that's okay. So I think what young entrepreneurs today need to realize that in the world of, instant gratification, where everything is quick and easy. So right from the fact that I can choose a career like this is not something which is going to happen overnight. There was a thing, right? They said that success is not an overnight, journey. It's an over the nights journey. So it takes a lot of nights.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think this is that small thing they should come within. That yes, some of us get very lucky.
And some of us fade.
Some of us fade. But if you don't want to fade, then come in with the mindset that it's okay to fail. Come in with the mindset that it's going to take time. So if you're expecting to be an overnight success, you can be overnight success.
Yeah. Over the nights.
Overnight success. You can't be an overnight success. All of us can't be that. Yeah.
Maybe a celebrity in a movie who's done a movie.
Yes,
I think that also requires a lot of struggle.
But then who says it's easy?
Yeah,
who says it's easy? So why is it that we are so, we're so quick to judge, to say that just because Chengappa is so successful, he had it easy.
Correct. I think that's something that young entrepreneurs should take from, is that it does not happen instantly.
Yes.
Nothing happens.
It does for some.
Yeah.
But all of us are not the sum.
Okay. So
it does for some.
Yeah.
So if you're one of those sums, good for you.
Okay.
God bless you. But if you're like you and me, then we've had to put in a lot of work. So I think we kind of veil failures. We were having this conversation when we said that people stop celebrating failures because you believe that, you look at a Virgin Atlantic and say, look at that guy. You look at, somebody, you look at an Adani and say, look at that guy.
Yeah.
You look at a Reliance and say, look at them. But what do you know what they go through?
Correct.
What gives you the right to say that they've not had failures? How do you say that they've not struggled? So I think the younger entrepreneurs need to understand that yes, some of us get lucky.
And we need to also celebrate failures.
Absolutely. And it's okay. Don't let it crush you. I think we get crushed too easily. We get defeated too easily. I think, and that's I think, you should come from a place of where you are physically. As a human body, you can break your hand as a young child and it gets okay.
Correct.
Do you know that or not?
Yeah.
So if
I had that also.
Yeah.
Actually.
So think about it.
Yeah.
You can break a bone in your body and go back.
Correct.
You can have some sort of trauma and come back from it.
Correct.
As a body, it on a cellular level, you can repair yourself.
It's doing that. Yeah.
It's repairing. You get cut. you bleed, and your mom puts a little bit of turmeric, and you fuss a little more because she wants some love. You get that, and after that, 2 days later, where is it? And on a cellular level, if your body is doing that, then I think you have to respect where you come from.
Correct. I think we should take that from there.
Yeah, take it from your body, for God's sake. You live in it, and if your body is in a state to repair itself, then so should your mind, and so should your career, and so should your relationships.
Thank you. And this is again something that they have put rapid fire round. There's 5
be good
questions.
Be good to me. Yeah,
there's 5 questions here.
Yes.
I think these are 5 questions which you'll have to answer in a sentence.
Yes.
Not more than a sentence.
Okay.
If I'm not wrong.
Yes.
The first question, we're not going to give you a very big hamper, but there's a hamper for you for this.
All
so
right.
There's no competition, but you're going to get the hamper.
I win any which way.
Yeah, you
every
win
day.
Any which way.
Yeah.
And then after this, we also take some questions from someone if they have questions. The first question is, if you could go back in time and relive one of your oldest memories, which one would you choose and why?
Sitting on Devlali railway station, hands down, with my father, and watching the trains pass you by. And we would do this after he would come back from work, and we'd sit there, and we'd just sit there. And I think that has taught me impermanence, because the station's still there. Neither am I, neither am my father.
Do you go back there?
I do. Even today I do. But the only thing is that my father's not there, sitting next to me. But the trains are there. So trains have not. They don't stop on that station. Correct. So and the station's still there. I'm not there, and my father's not there, and the same trains don't pass. So I think that is a moment in time that I can give anything for.
To relive it.
To be able to relive it. So to sit next to my dad and sit on that station and see these goods trains and passenger trains, and then see these lights just go through and say, wow.
What if one of your trains passed with your branding on?
I'll tell my daddy that me.
That's what I've achieved.
Yeah, this is me. Yes.
And second one, if you were given the opportunity to create your own tagline, so we come from a branding agency, so you're very good with taglines. So we want you to give your own tagline for your personality that would reflect your personalities and your values. So
I won't create it. Like you said, there's no shame in copying.
Yeah.
I would say that it would be Nirbho Nirvair.
Wow.
I am no fear, and how do you say, without hate. Nirbho is without fear, and Nirvair is without hate, and that's who I am. I have no fear, and I have no hate.
And what's one perception about you that others have that you believe is true
and
accurately represents who you are?
Yeah, I am very protective about my personal boundaries,
Okay.
Physical boundaries, my emotional boundaries, and if you believe that you kind of come up against one, it's true.
And you know that people can make that out, right?
Yeah, they can make it out. It's out there for you to see. Yeah, I am not making an excuse for creating boundaries around me. I will let you in if I believe you're worthy.
Yeah.
Else, please stand at the gate.
Who writes these questions, man? If you could choose any personality, living or dead,
Yes.
to go out dinner with, who would it be and why?
I think I will go with MS Dhoni.
MS Dhoni. Oh,
Yeah,
you're a
tell me
CSK fan.
Yeah.
Oh, tell me why.
Okay.
Tell me why.
Yeah, so I'll tell you. So when you look at cricket as a game, it's a game of adulation and failure.
Yeah.
There are no middle paths.
Correct.
So either you love him when he wins a match,
Correct.
or you beat him to death when he doesn't. He becomes a traitor. As a person, how does he live with the kind of semblance? I believe I live with the same thing. Amongst all of this, how does he do that?
Yeah.
And how in the middle of a team, he finds his presence and encourages the other.
Okay.
So I want to be able to see that.
Wow.
And also I think there's another person I know who truly is a great fan, and I think I owe it to that person. So I would take 2 of us to go meet him.
Who's this the other person?
Can't tell.
If you're going out for a dinner with MS Dhoni, please get me something signed.
Yes, I will.
That's something I would expect.
Or how do you know that you could not be that person?
I could be that person.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, vote for me. I could be that person.
That seat is it's filled, but you can always put a plus.
Absolutely. What's your all-time favorite quote that resonates with you on a personal and a professional level? A quote that you've listened, heard somewhere, you want to phrase it. It resonates with you on a personal and professional level.
Hands down, it is the one that says that what you do thunders so loudly above your head, I cannot hear the words you speak.
Very deep. Thank you, Annie.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And now it's open for people. If you guys really want to have some questions, you can ask. Oh,
Yes.
that's the answer
Yeah,
question.
please.
Yes.
So
Usually people have 5 or 10 year plans.
Yes.
My question is, did you have them? And if yes, did they work out for you?
Right. So I don't have a 5 and 10 year plan. I'll tell you what, because I believe that everything I plan, it does not squarely, sit on my plans. So I have a day plan. I want to be alive at the end of the day. Okay. And I want to be able to complete one task 100% and the rest in motion. So I don't have 5-year plans because I believe that what the universe throws at me, or what, situations come along. So when COVID hit, I mean, if I had a 1-year plan, I would be sitting on 1,000 crores. That's what the company was valued at, right? So if you said 5-year plan, then I should be somewhere, I don't know which part of the world doing what, but it's not, right? I'm sitting here and I'm trying to rebuild a company right back from scratch. So I think I don't have 5-year plans. I have a daily plan, and that is to be able to create value for the people around me, and most importantly for myself. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Any other? Yes. Oh.
Yes.
So in your journey, it's been so successful and everything, but there might be a lot of failures that
Yes.
must come between. So how you cope up with it? What kept you going on? And like what that one thing that kept telling you that no, I need to do it. So what was that?
See, I think I was just telling you that, at my best, I'm my father's daughter. And I have known my father to be a very persistent, a resilient person. And if I want that to be a part of me, then I need to be that. And I believe that failures, I can promise you, there can be many failures and they're learnings. So I have learned, my biggest learning, and I'll share that with you, is to never be impulsive on who you take as your mentor. You don't invite people into your business, into your hard work, just because of what kind of card they carry, or who they think they are, or what the world thinks they are. We made those mistakes. We've invited people to come into our businesses and decimate them, right? But then at the end of it, it's my business. It is something that I want to achieve. It's my legacy. So, leadership is not something that you can learn. Leadership is something you have to cultivate. My father used to say that each of us leads our own life. Can he lead my life? Can I lead yours? How much ever inspired you are with Chengappa? Can he lead your life? So you're leading your life, right? You're a leader. So if you're a leader, then lead from one day to another. Because the best part of what your life has to offer is still not hit you. And I want to be able to see that. Make sense?
Anything else?
Yes.
You don't have to be scared now.
Yeah. I'm not scary, and I'm purely vegetarian, so don't worry. Yeah.
So there are like different aspects of your life. Like you have one business, there's personal life, there's DNI for you, there's your social life. How is the balance? Like how do you balance all?
Oh, I love that. So I believe balance is a fallacy. It's harmony. So there is no way, if anybody said they're living a balanced life, I'll check them out again, because I don't know how to do that. If they have created balance, I think it's fantastic. But if you're talking about me, I have no balance. I have harmony. So on a good day, I will be a fantastic mother and a really bad person at work. And on a bad day, I will be a bad mother and a good person at work. So it's a 60-40, 80-20. See what works for you. So if you believe that there is going to be a 50-50 for you ever, you are just going to be stressed. It's okay to be an 80% and a 20%. It's okay to be a 40 and a 60. It's okay not to feel like I am feeling like the queen of the world today. It's okay. So I think this whole idea that you have to have a balance, I think you have to do away with that, because that's going to eat into your soul space, right? It's okay to live in harmony. If you like, not turning up to work, call him and tell him. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. So it's okay to give a 20% to work and an 80% to yourself. Go watch a movie. It's okay. So harmony is my way to go. If it works for you, I hope it works. Yeah, you're welcome.
In forest trading, how important are risk management strategies?
I'm sorry?
This is forest training he wants to
Forest
get.
training?
And how important are risk management strategies?
Absolutely important. See, I believe that, people say you invest in gold, you invest in, mutual funds. You have to also learn to invest in risk.
And what are some of those strategies?
So strategies are something, see, my strategies cannot match your strategies because I don't live the life you live. I don't have the strengths you have. So what is your risk capacity? You know, what is your risk capacity? Physically, mentally, emotionally. Each of us has a risk capacity. Financially. So each of us has a different risk capacity. But I believe, you know how you invest? So if you made 100 rupees, then some of us can risk investing 50. Some of us say five is enough because it's personal, right? But I believe that whether you're investing 5 rupees or investing 50 rupees, or some of us can invest right up to 80 rupees, you have to learn to invest in risk. Because if you have a risk-free life, then you have no life at all. It's just, you're not living, you're just existing.
Yeah, you're there.
Yeah, you're just existing. So learn to invest in risk. Whether it's, you want to invest in it, learn. Take a risk. Invest in it. Don't look at risk as, I should have mitigated big risk, small risk. Invest in it. When you make an investment, are you meticulous? When you invest in something, you're thinking, right? Risk is an investment.
I would love to thank Devanshu for this place.
Yeah, and I love this. I think like I told Devanshu, that this is a place where you have the space to create your space.
Correct. So the name Vara,
yeah.
It's an amazing showroom.
Yes.
It's in Indiranagar. It's in the double road of Indiranagar.
Don't miss it. Is one thing I would tell. I've missed it for a long time, and I think thanks to you, I've been able to come here.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place to be. Thanks for being here, Annie.
Thank you.
When we said that we are going to have this conversation with you, one sweet client of ours is Sri Mahalakshmi Sweets from Mysore.
Yes.
They have some 36 outlets in Bangalore.
Yeah,
so they said that we want to give something to the guest, and they have brought some amazing stuff here.
Oh, wow.
So we want to give this to you.
Thank you.
So this is
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. I'd like to thank you genuinely from the bottom of my heart.